Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome to Troubled Minds News. I am your host, Michael Strange. And, well, this is the show where, of course, if you go back to the original days when the news was the conspiracy, you know what I mean, the inside joke if you've been around for a while, well, the news still is the conspiracy. And that's why we get together and talk about this on Mondays and Fridays, because somebody needs to. Because there's the entire news cycle, which is just a sham. It's a shit show. It's division politics. It's garbage. And there's a ton of stuff that's happening out there that's important. That's actually important, right? Not just for, let's say, a flourishing mind, for people to understand that indeed human hubris is not the center of the universe. And, well, if you ask the mainstream media and the press and all the rest of this, they would probably disagree with me, right? They would not publicly, because, of course, that would make them look foolish. However, what they will do is they will undermine that thought any chance they get, because they want us to believe the powers that be are the central temple of thought, of communication, of news, and of truth. And let's be real, that's not true at all, is it? That's not true at all. And I think that's the crux of the show, and that's why we get together and do this, because I'm out to prove it. Look, like I always say, I'm me, you're you, but together we're us. And here I am, curating my own news for my own news show, meaning with just one person, you can put something together that's worthwhile, worthy of watching, worthy of some semblance of truth anyway. And like I said, I'm not even trying to get to the truth. I think that's a slippery fish. But point being, like it's all that stuff that you see on the news and the news cycles, all the rest of that, it's all garbage. It's all garbage, and it's all twisted and spun. And if you don't believe me, just follow the science. All right, so this show is live. We always do this show live because, like I said, I'm me, you're you, but together we're us. And if we spend the reason we've always done this show live is for that exact reason, right? Because if, let's say, for instance, something happens in your neighborhood, I don't know, something terrible like a tornado or something, right? And the CNN shows up to interview you, or Fox News, pick your poison, and they put a microphone in your face and they want your take on what happened in your neighborhood. Well, they're going to edit you down. They'll probably interview you for 10 or 12, 15 minutes, and then they'll edit you down to like one sentence, and then they'll put you on some sort of news clip that will exactly point out their agenda, and they'll use one tiny little thing you said out of the entire context of a 15-minute interview. So that's why we do it this way. We don't have to do that. You can call into this show and broadcast it as far and as wide as our reach will allow us. Simple as that. And if you want to be part of the show, it's 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. You can join the Discord at troubledminds.org. That's the official website, and there's a Discord link right on top. You cannot miss it, and the phone number's there. If you ever wonder what happened to Troubled Minds because they disappear from all the platforms, go to the website. There will be an update right on the front page of the website, and you can join the Discord. One more time, Discord on top of that site, troubledminds.org. Click the link. link, and also the phone number is there as well, 702-957-1037. All right, let's begin, shall we? Let's talk about the news. Yeah, why not? Why the hell not, right? Somebody's got to. Somebody's got to do it. All right, here we go. This is from NBC. NBC News. Here we go. What's up, folks? I see you in the chat. All right, this is where we're beginning today. All right, today, whatever it is, wherever it is where you're at, tonight or today, interchangeable. All right, what's up? What's up means cow. We are live. All right, here's the thing. NBC News reports this. Yep. The elephant in the room. Biden announces sweeping vaccine mandates affecting millions of workers. Oh, all right. Well, and this is the deal, right? I've always said this. I'm going to continue to maintain this because this vaccine stuff is a very personal business, all right? A very personal business, meaning that you should contact a doctor you trust and find out whether these vaccines are good for you. That's it. And it's a personal thing, and I don't think any political anything has any part to do with any of this. And so that part to me is a bunch of BS. And for them to swap people back and forth and try and make people hate each other because there are exceptions. There are exceptions to every rule. So if you're going to roll out things like this, well, does that mean that people need exemptions from their doctors, or does that mean they just get fired, right? If they can't do it. And there are people out there with autoimmune disorders or comorbidities, other things, right, that really disallow them from being a good candidate for a vaccine. All right. Like I said, I'm not the doctor. Don't ever take my advice regarding any of this stuff, okay? I'm not that guy. Notice I said a doctor you trust, all right? Contact a doctor you trust, and if you don't have one, work very hard to find one. They exist. They're out there. There are good people that are doctors. Even though, right, Big Pharma and that whole bit, you roll in and it's like the pill mill, right? And you show up and they're like, "Where's it hurt?" You're like, "Here." They're like, "All right, here's your opioid, GTFO," right? That's a lot of doctors now, and it sucks. Because, well, they're causing more problems than they're solving. And so here we are. Again, like I said, a doctor you trust. It makes a difference. It makes a big difference. Here we go. Anyway, elephant in the room. So, by the way, remember when we were told in late March, early April of 2020? Yeah, 2020, over a year ago. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. A mere month ago, 6 weeks maybe, the Biden administration said this: well, we don't see the need for any type of federal mandate. And here we are. Weeks later, yep, you got it. President Joe Biden on Thursday issued 2 executive orders mandating vaccines for federal workers and contractors and announced new requirements for large employers and healthcare providers and said that he said would affect around 100 million workers. 100 million. 100 million. All right. There's like 330 or 40 million people in the United States. So there you go. There's bam. One executive order, 100 million people, 1/3 of the population. Well, that probably tells you what you need to know. There's probably too many federal workers. That's for damn sure. But if this is the case, right? You tell me. Is this the right move? Well, since it's 2 weeks to flatten the curve, well, I guess maybe this will fix everything, right? Quote, "We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin," Biden said, making a direct appeal to the 80 million people who he said were still unvaccinated. "Your refusal has cost all of us." Oh, that's rich. That's super rich. I love this. I hate this. And you know why? Once again, stay the hell out of my own health. Last I checked, it's up to me. It's not up to some dickhead who thinks he's an emperor. Sorry, no. Good thing I don't work for the federal government. And again, I'm not even telling you whether I've been vaccinated or not. I'm telling you that this is a bogus policy, and that's that. Because, well, there are exemptions. There are good reasons why you would not want to get this. And that's all. I'm going to leave it at that. Contact your doctor if you have not already been vaccinated. Make sure it's a doctor you trust. Make sure they have full access to your health records and have the conversation. That's what I mean. But this type of stuff, there you go. Your refusal has cost us all, said Joe Biden. Cool, right? That's super cool. You know what also has cost us all? Yeah. Don't get me started on government shit, because boy, oh boy, I could spend the rest of the next hour doing nothing but all the government shit that has cost us all. Sorry, Joe Biden, you are not the emperor. And if so, the emperor has no clothes. Let's continue, shall we? That's all I have to say about that. There's a lot more to say about that, but again, it's not my battle, it's not my fight, because I think it should be a personal choice, and that's that. That's that. It's a personal choice, and you should be able to make those decisions with yourself, with your own doctor, and that's it, for your own family and all that. That's it. I'm going to leave it at that. That's my stance. I'm leaving it there. So don't take me wrong. Please don't take my advice. None of those things. I'm not that guy. All right. Let's continue anyway. Let's go to Engadget. Yeah, Engadget. Oh, boy. Now, I'm kind of split on this. I'll explain, but here we go. Yeah, what's up? I see some new folks in the chat here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got lots of folks that listen to the podcast feed, but don't get to show up for the live shows. But welcome to the folks that popped in and said, "Hey, are we live? What's up?" Yeah, we're live. Here we go. Engadget. I wish Ray-Ban's Stories smart glasses were made by anyone but Facebook. All right, well, speaking of Facebook, we recently left Facebook. Troubled Minds left Facebook for a number of reasons, but one, specifically, they were blocking chat entirely almost, where anything that seemed even a smidge provocative, they would block, and chat wasn't coming through. And two, they were completely limiting our reach. And that's real. Provable, 100% provable. All right? Now, this is the type of thing that is WTF. Now, okay, so the whole bit here is Ray-Ban is partnering with Facebook to release these glasses, all right? And these glasses have cameras in them, right? Very much, you guys remember that goofy Google Glass stuff with the little weird camera thing on the side and that whole bit, right? Everybody was all freaked out about Google Glass. Well, this is the same thing, but now, boy, oh boy, they made them pretty. They put, that's right, the Ray-Ban brand on surveillance glasses. Okay, now the thing is this. I'm all for it, meaning surveillance glasses. In a world of mass surveillance, shouldn't you be able to also film everybody that's filming you? Right? Meaning, we've seen some horrific examples of like police beatings and things like this, right? And murders or whatever, like right there. Like if everybody has a camera on them and everybody has just at the touch of a button to be recording where they're looking, I think it's a good thing. But the problem is with this in particular, very much like the Ring doorbell, sorry, Amazon, but once you centralize the information to one of those huge servers, those cloud servers like Amazon or Google or any of the rest of these guys, Facebook, etc. Facebook is running this, and they're known for basically running a spyware organization. That's what they do, right? They collect your data, they sell it in ads, and that's that, right? The more they know about you, the more they can make money. All right. So the problem here is if this was somehow limited to not Facebook and their little dirty tentacles jammed into this thing, well, I'd be all for it. Except, well, now just like the Ring doorbell, instead of having your own DVR or something where you record your own information and keep it privately, well, no. The information goes, guess where it goes? To Amazon, to Facebook, to Google, to whatever technocrat asshole is running the joint. And this is what I mean. So do you think it's good or do you think it's bad? I think it's good and bad. And like I said, can two things be true at the same time? Yes, indeed. Even though we're led to believe only this is true or only that is true. But let me tell you what. That's not true at all. Two things can be true at the same time, and this is good and this is bad. Anyway, so let's read. This is from Kay Bell at Carissa B on Twitter. She wrote this on Engadget, and they're calling it Ray-Ban Stories. All right, kind of like Instagram Stories, right? That whole thing. So it's fine. This is all fine and well, but again, they're running it through Facebook. And as we know, Facebook is, here we go. Let's read the privacy part in the bottom of this article here. Privacy, which brings us to the elephant in the room. Privacy. Facebook's official line is that Ray-Ban Stories were designed with privacy in mind. Oh. Well, as long as they say it, it must be true. But this article continues. But we all know the company has a pretty dismal track record when it comes to privacy. Oh, somebody's been paying attention out there. Bravo, bravo. The article continues. Here's what you need to know about Ray-Ban stories and privacy. There are no ads in the Facebook View app. And Facebook says it won't use the contents of your photos and videos for advertising purposes. Oh, well, as long as they say so, right? We believe them. The article continues, but as is so often the case with Facebook, merely using the product can inform the company's ability to personalize your experience. Oh, according to a disclaimer when you first set up the Facebook View app. Quote, we use this data to improve and personalize your experience with Facebook products, it says. You can opt out of this data sharing, but it's on by default. And by the way, interesting about opting out of Facebook things, every time they reset, which they do often, they turn all that shit off or back on. So, for instance, on our Little Green Men page, right, which is the Troubled Minds, we've been streaming there since we started. It's really what gave us our start. And the thing is this, they turn off notifications by default on updates. So even if people are like, oh, by the way, I'm pissed off you turned it off, I turn it back on, the next time they tweak their algorithms and shit, it turns all those notifications back off for pages like us that, well, we're trying to tell the truth. We're trying to think the truth. We're trying to be real about what the hell's happening out there. Transparency, this is not, because they'll tell you you can opt out, but then when you do, guess what? Every time they have an update, it will default. I'm guessing, because this is how those fuckers operate. By default, it will reset to its default stance, even if you've opted out. Because, listen, think about it this way. If Facebook or any of these other technocrats wanted it easily for you to opt out, there would be a big-ass button on the front of everything they offered that was like, opt out. But you know why it's not? Because they don't want you to. They want to bury that in submenus and submenus and submenus, and then when you do find it and turn it off, the next update, they're going to turn that shit right back on. You see how this game works? That's how this game works. And they don't want us to know. Like I said, transparency, this is not. So anyway, can two things be true at the same time? Absolutely. Is having a camera set up on your glasses 24 hours a day probably a good idea? Yes, probably. Because, of course, if they're going to be recording us 24 hours a day, you're fucking right, we can record them 24 hours a day. However, if this information goes through Facebook servers, well, there it is. There it is. Anyway, there's my take on that. The Ray-Ban glasses. And it's a shame Facebook is running it. Let's continue, shall we? Let's go to phys.org. And here we go. There's more here. This is, Image. What time is it? You know what? Let's take a quick break and get a word from our sponsors, which of course is you. We don't take corporate money or any of that BS. There's none of that stuff. Nobody tells us what to do. Nobody tells us what to say. Nobody tells us what to think. And here you go. Do you want to help support the show? A word from our sponsors. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. All right, easy peasy as that. Here we go. Let's continue, shall we? This is from phys.org, and of course one of my favorite websites because it's not very political. Every once in a while they'll do some political crap, but here we go. Image, volcanic trenches on Mars. Yep, that's right. This image of the young volcanic region on Elysium Planitia on Mars was taken on 14th April 2021 by the CASSIS camera, CASSIS camera on the ESA Roscosmos ExoMars Trace gas orbiter. Yeah, notice why everything has to have 22 names. Anyway, the two blue parallel trenches in this image, called Cerberus fossae, were thought to have formed by tectonic processes. They run for almost 1,000 kilometers over the volcanic region. In this image, Cassis is looking straight down into one of those 2-kilometer wide fissures. The floor here is a few hundred meters deep and is filled with a coarse-grained sand, likely basaltic in composition, which appears blue in the Cassis false color composite image. And let's see, is there a better? There's no better version of this. Let's make this. There we go. That's what this looks like. Now, this is pretty hot, right? This is pretty alien. This is pretty, again, this isn't the true color. It's like the false color situation with, to get better contrast, to see what's going on. But it kind of still looks alien, doesn't it? It kind of still looks alien. What's up, guys? I see you there in the chat. Thanks for Karen. Thanks for being here. I don't know. What do you think? I like the color blue. I like the shade of blue. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with this weirdness, but pretty cool that this is the type of stuff that you can find. I've said this before. They have this data on the HiRISE website, and you can actually see maybe not this particular photograph from this exact Russian source. However, you can look up the stuff from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, things like this. Right? It's all there on the. I'm gonna find it again. HiRISE. Here we go. Hold on. I think this is important, because if you guys want to look at the actual raw data on this stuff, you should probably check it out. This is from the University of Arizona, and I said this last time, and I'm going to just keep plugging this up because it's pretty neat if you want to see the raw data of where this stuff comes from. So there you go. Have at it. By the way, did I mention we're live? You want to be part of the show at any point? 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link and get your ass in here. All right, let's continue. There you go. Volcanic trenches, pretty sweet, great looking photograph. And there's your HiRISE link from the University of Arizona. Let's go. Let's continue. NewScientist.com. Now, this is pretty sweet. This is, Stefan Alexander interview. Is the universe a self-learning AI? Oh, boom. To solve the big mysteries in physics, we need to embrace fresh perspectives, says cosmologist Stefan Alexander. Here he explains why intuition is so important and outlines one of his own wild ideas. Oh yeah. So this, of course, is paywalled, but I think it's important to note that this is the type of stuff that we need to talk about. Maybe we will talk about this next week on Troubled Minds. Actually, maybe next week Troubled Minds won't exist at all because, I'm going to be traveling next week. So we'll see. I don't know how it's going to look. I'm going to try and bring a laptop on the way and maybe do a stripped-down version of Troubled Minds. But just to let you guys know, maybe next week it's going to be fragmented. I don't know how much we'll be able to do. So, no, we're not going to shut it down. It's just there's some family stuff that I have to take care of, and it needs to be done. It's one of those things that we got to do, so we're going to do it. We're going to make sure these things happen, and so there you go. Just to let you know, I don't know what next week's going to look like. I'm going to try and maybe jam in a show this weekend to maybe make up for it. We'll see. I don't know. But anyway, just to let you know what the immediate future here looks like next week. So I'm just kidding when I say Troubled Minds won't exist. It will. It will just be. There you go. Bailey says, gives me a few days to catch up on reruns. There it is. And by the way, if you want to also support the show, listen to the podcast feed. It's got a little bit of ads sprinkled in there, and we get a few pennies when you do listen to it. So if you want to listen to a rerun, the best way, if you want to help us, is on the podcast feed. Or actually, Rockfin, we get pennies there as well. So if you listen to it on those platforms. So just FYI, if it's all the same to you, those two things actually help the show. So, okay, anyway, back to, is the universe a self-learning AI? Maybe. Maybe. This is the type of stuff, like I said, we need to think about, we need to talk about, and it's all good. I kind of like this because it's cosmology, right? It's the bigger questions, and considering this stuff, I think, is an important thing, and we should embrace this type of thought whenever we can, right? Kind of stepping outside the box and being brave for scientists is good. And so here you go. And if you want the I'll actually get you the version of this that's easier to access. Well, here we go. I'm going to do it right here. There it is. And I will get this, guys, to you momentarily as it loads. Okay. Anyway, and you can actually read the entire article. All right, let's continue, shall we? This is right here, phys.org. This is pretty cool. Largest virtual universe, free for anyone to explore. Now, okay, let's just read a little bit of this. Forget about online games that promise you a whole world to explore. An international team of researchers has generated an entire virtual universe and made it freely available on the cloud to everyone. Uchu, U-C-H-U-U, meaning outer space in Japanese, is the largest and most realistic simulation of the universe to date. The Uchu simulation consists of 2.1 trillion particles in a computational cube, an unprecedented 9.63 billion light years to a side. For comparison, that's about 3/4 the distance between Earth and the most distant observed galaxies. Uchu reveals the evolution of the universe on a level of both size and detail inconceivable until now. Inconceivable! That word is so great. Uchu focuses on, anyway, blah, blah. So this is pretty cool for a number of reasons, right? Like I said, once we kind of break the paradigm of people being the center of the universe, right? Even though, right, the heretics have all burned at the stake hundreds of years ago for thinking in terms of that way. Well, or not, I mean, you know what I mean. But we're back to that. We're back to that same level of human hubris where even if we're not cosmologically in the center of the universe, well, they certainly believe that humankind is. And, well, I think we need to break out of that paradigm still. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. The link is in here if you guys want to check it out. I did not because I didn't have time. And, but I will. I'm going to look into this. There's another one too. If you guys like a universe type simulator, there's something called Space Engine, which is also pretty cool stuff. You can simulate, of course, it's based on what we know. So there's a whole lot of stuff that's kind of simulated and not actually right or true, but it's kind of generates some random worlds in certain areas and stuff. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I don't know if you're into that, but if you aren't, take a look. It's one more thing to maybe spend some time learning something instead of listening to the news, if you know what I mean. Yes, the news. The news. The news. All right, where we at time-wise? I think we're okay. Everything looks good. 702-957-1037 if you want to be part of the show. I see Daryl is in the caller queue. Is that just hanging out, or you want to be on the show, Daryl? You let me know, please. I see you in the chat there. And, yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? All right, just taking a sip of coffee, and we'll keep on trucking here. So if you want to check out that largest virtual universe, check out the link there. It is called Uchu, U-C-H-U-U. I probably said it poorly because I don't speak a word of Japanese, but it means outer space in Japanese. Okay, let's continue, shall we? 702-957-1037. Click the link, troubledminds.org. All right, let's go to this. This is interestingengineering.com, and this is another pretty cool site that doesn't do a whole lot of politicizing things, except for their climate change business, but what can you do? You can't win them all, can you? Physicists say that a fifth dimension could be on the horizon. A fifth dimension. Yeah, a fifth dimension can be on the horizon. This may be a Troubled Mind show coming soon to a show near you. Scientists often get asked if they do new experiments in a lab or keep repeating older ones that they know the results for sure. While most scientists do the former, the progress of science also depends on doing the latter and confirming if what we believe we know holds true in light of the new information as well. Oh, you mean trust the science. Anyway, when the researchers at the National Institute of Standards and Technology looked at the structure and properties of the much-studied silicon again in new experiments, much-studied silicon again in new experiments, I did that poorly, the revelations shed light on a possible region for finding the fifth force. Spooky. This can help us improve our understanding of how nature works, says a press release. To make sense of the world simply, all we need are 3 dimensions of space, 1 dimension of time, and that's it, right? But as Albert Einstein suggested in his theory of gravity, Mass warps the dimensions of space-time. Apart from gravity, the only electromagnetic force that was known in the 1920s, Oscar Klein and Theodore Kaluza proposed the five-dimensional theory to explain the forces of nature. And well, very much like we described a little bit earlier here, exploring the universe in simulators may be a good thing. And maybe those simulators will be able to crack or help these scientists maybe crack this stuff one day. And not only that, think of it in terms of, well, now if we have a universe simulator, who lives in that simulated universe? Just curious. Who do you think lives in a simulated universe? Any ideas out there? Okay, all right. Anyway, so here we go. So Daryl says, put me on the show. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. All right. Okay, cool. I'll let you know right after the commercial at the bottom of the hour, all right? All right, here we go. What's up? I see you there. There we go. All right. So anyway, the pretty cool stuff. The fifth dimension, Bailey's right. Can't wait to hear what the seventh one is next year. As they continue to find more things out, this is good. Like I said, this is good stuff. I think when you're looking at the universe in a kind of that abstract way that we always do, this is good stuff, like considering the dimensional aspects of what we may not see, but maybe right here in front of us. See what I said that? What we not see. I didn't say what not see, right? See what I did there? Anyway, okay. So, all right. So the deal is this. We're kind of kicking it, just hanging out, talking about weird stuff because that's what we do, and looking at the news cycles, and being brutal with the powers that be, because, well, if they want to lie to us constantly, we have a right to be pissed off about it, don't we? And that's what this is about. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get Daryl, and Daryl from New York, and put her on the show. And so just one moment, please. And you're listening to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange. Don't go anywhere. More after the break. All right, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. Let's keep on trucking. We got more news to talk about, but we also have Daryl on the line. So whenever you're ready, Daryl, just go ahead and unmute, and I'll pull you in. And that's what's going on. If you guys want to be part of the show, it's 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. You can also go to troubledminds.org and click the Discord link if you have not already. Lots of smart people in there talking about all kinds of amazing things, almost 24 hours a day. So come join, come hang out. All right, let's go to, oops, sorry about that. We're going to move. Hold on. There we go. Let's do that. What's up, Daryl? I'm clicking all kinds of wrong buttons. What's up? Daryl in New York. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Michael. I'm so glad we found you today. I was just chatting with Rohan. We had a very interesting conversation when I noticed that you were on live, and I couldn't resist, especially that you're talking about one of my subjects that is a big sore spot with me, and it rhymes with Maxine.
Oh, yes. The elephant in the room news. Yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red today. This is unbelievable. Where is this damn data? Isn't anybody listening to anything but the major media? It's just unbelievable. How come anybody's not advising him? I don't think anybody with a conscience could let this happen. When is this going to stop? There's been so many adverse reactions. It's impossible for anybody not to be connected to somebody that's had a bad reaction or has mentioned some of these bad reactions. They can't all be lies. I think the statistics are showing, if just for today, 13,627 deaths, according to the U.S. VAERS, reporting system, which is supposedly underreported. 2 million injuries, including 1,400 fetal deaths in pregnant women. This is just according to the reporting system, which they're not reporting all of them, and the ones they are reporting are not recognized by the CDC. So this is just unconscionable,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and so again, like I said, it's not a one size fits all for everybody, and that's part of the problem. Like we're talking about, maybe fertility age women have maybe a completely different tack on this. So I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. Is that it's not mandates like this this is grotesque. It's not. I agree 100%. It's just it's a personal thing, and fine. Like again, right? Like all you have to do is think in terms of common sense. And nobody wants to do that, right? It's all we're talking about. I mean, the news cycle is dominated by horse dewormer, or you know what I mean, like shit like this. It's like, what? Like why? Like why are they even doing that? You know why? Because they want to push the one one size fits all thing. That's what they want to push. And I think if anybody's paying attention, all you have to do is notice. Oh, I don't know. For instance, Israel, probably the most vaccinated country in the world, is off the charts with the outbreak, right? What the hell's going on with this? So does it work or does it not? Well, like I said, don't take my advice, people. Get a doctor you trust. Have a conversation with a doctor you trust. But yeah, I feel it. I get your frustration. There's a lot going on here that is just, it's gross. It is grotesque.
I mean, wasn't this an experimental vaccine? Excuse me, didn't they say experiment? If it's an experiment, can we see the data? Can you show us the data? Show us any data. Any vaccine has data. Any vaccine has injuries. It's not exempt from injury. This is the most injuries ever seen from all the vaccines combined in history. And that was in probably the first month.
Yeah, you know? so I'm not going to claim that. You're saying it, I'll believe you just at face value. I don't know if there's a way to check. Like again, we see a lot of anecdotal stuff, but I think the part of the problem was they legislated in when they first did this that these big pharma companies would suffer no liability whatsoever, and that was part of that issue. And so what's the difference? You don't have to track it all when people are just simply it doesn't matter, does it? Like you had an adverse reaction. We're really sorry. That fucking sucks. But there's no recourse. That's that.
There's no connection.
Yeah.
In fact, even now, if you're not even considered vaccinated if you have not had your second vaccine. Now I think it's even the third vaccine. If you have the 2 jabs, it's not considered vaccinated until you get the 3rd jab. So if you're in the hospital with the needle in your arm, getting your vaccination and you drop dead, it's still not considered because you're considered unvaccinated when you died.
Right.
That's what they take.
Right.
It's kind of junk science, junk mathematics, junk everything.
Cooking the books.
And the PC tests are flawed in the first place. So even the amount of infected people, I tend to wonder if they're actually infected. If they tested positive, the PC test is so flawed. They just did a study I read. I don't have the source, but I could come to you later. 1,500 people that supposedly tested positive on the PCR test was retested with a new technology, with a new test that's not approved yet. And 2 people out of 1,500 were actually positive. So we know how flawed it is. Even if it's 100% flawed, double that, it's only 4 people out of 1,500. So it's super flawed. And it's only flawed in their favor whenever they want to use it,
Well, like I said, that was evident when they legislated zero liability for any of it. And that's problems. So let's actually move on from that. I don't want to get banned, but right. Let's just throw out the I word and the other hydroxy whatever word. I'm just kidding. Let's not do that.
There are 2 early treatment, and then that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
All right, perfect. You're the best, Daryl. We're going to keep on trucking with the news. You know where to find us. So next week, I don't know. Like I said, I will give you guys an update on Discord and let you know. Thank you for missing me in advance, and thanks for being part of the show today. You're the best.
Oh, please give us an hour a day at least.
I'll do my best.
Don't make us suffer. We'll suffer. We'll miss you terribly.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So I'll let you know. Stay. I'm going to mute you. You just stay right here. You can listen right here on Discord, so there's no delay. And we're going to keep on trucking. Thank you, Daryl in New York. All right. Let's roll. Let's keep doing more news, and let's do this. So okay, Fifth Dimension. Let's continue trucking. We got new Atlas, and yeah, here we go. More space news. Like I said, you know why I like space news? This is why I like the space news. It's difficult to politicize. Here we go. From newatlas.com, bizarre repeating radio signal near galactic center may be brand new object. All right. Is Galactus finally upon us? the destroyer of worlds. Astronomers have detected a strange radio source coming from somewhere near the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The signal repeats seemingly at random and can't be neatly attributed to any known astronomical object, leading the team to consider that it might be something brand new. Uh-oh. The signal was first picked up in data dating back to April 2019, collected by the Australian Square Kilometre Array Pathfinder, the ASKAP, and their variables and slow transients survey. There you go. ASKAP and the VAST survey. Holy shit, right? Like I said, why does everything got to have a gigantic ass name? Anyway, this huge telescope scans the skies for radio sources that come and go, which may be associated with objects and phenomena like pulsars, magnetars, supernovae, gamma ray bursts, and stellar flares. But this new detection didn't quite match any of those. Designated ASKAP J17360.2-312635, don't ask me to say it again, and hailing from the direction of the galactic center, the signal flickers on and off at apparently random intervals. ASKAP picked it up 17 times in under 2 years, and whatever it is, it has a bizarre mix of features. Yeah, here we go. Quote, the strangest property of this source is that it is highly polarized. Ziteng Wang, lead author of the study, tells New Atlas. Our eye cannot distinguish between circularly polarized light and unpolarized light, but ASKAP has the equivalent of polarized sunglasses to filter it out. These kinds of sources are really rare. Usually we find 10 out of thousands of sources polarized in one observation. Adding to the mystery, the source of the radio signals turns off and on irregularly. The brightness of this source can change dramatically, declining in a single day, but sometimes it can last for a few weeks. So whatever this is, let's hope it's something awesome. Something awesome would be great, right? Yeah, that's what's up. So that's what's happening with this. I don't know. Like I said, hopefully it's Galactus, and we have the Silver Surfer show up, and it becomes one of those type of the dust ups, as it were. Let's keep on trucking though. Sorry, Derek. I'll be traveling next week, so I don't know. I'm going to do my best. If I can kind of do I'm thinking I may have to do like an old school radio show without the whole streaming in that bit, like stream just right like a page, a static page or two, and then do just kind of like old school radio where it's just a voice type of thing. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get away with. I'll do as much as I can, but it may be a rerun week. We'll see. I don't know. I'm going to do my best to at least we'll see. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted. So here we go. Weather.com. Yeah, weather.com. That's right. Reports this. Let's see. What do we got? Asteroid 4 times the size of Statue of Unity to hurtle past the Earth today. Now, what, you may ask, is the Statue of Unity? I don't know. According to the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, a gigantic asteroid called the 2010 RJ-53 will be flying past the Earth later today. At 774 meters in diameter, the asteroid is estimated to be more than 4 times the Statue of Unity in Gujarat and twice that of the Empire State Building in New York. Okay, I have no idea what that is or where that is. But anyway, the massive celestial object will be hurtling past our planet at a distance of just 3.66 LAKH kilometers. That's closer than the moon is to us. OMG. Again, right? Always. Like this is what I'm saying. And I chalk this up to a new conspiracy theory put forth by Michael Strange. I think they're putting this shit in the news cycle. 1, clearly because it gets clicks. But 2, I think they're trying to obfuscate when something happens. Meaning that if something comes out of nowhere, we're going to see shit like this. But of course, the powers that be will be headed safely to their underground bunkers. You follow me? It seems strange that I've said this a long time since we've been doing Troubled Minds. It seems strange to me that it seems like twice a week we have this near miss, right? When they're not really near misses, but the shit's in the news cycle constantly. It's like, really? Is it really that valuable click-wise to report bullshit every week? I mean, I guess that's probably the truth of the matter. But anyway, so yeah, there you go. The Statue of Unity. I don't know. Whatever. Let's continue, shall we? Politico. Andrew Yang to launch a third party. All right. All right. A third party. Well, it's a shame that this hasn't been tried before. Oh, wait, but it has. But it has. How do you think this is going to actually, right? I mean, the People's Party, right? What is this going to be called? I don't know. Let's read some of this. The presidential candidate turned New York City mayoral hopeful is no longer identifying as a Democrat. Awesome. Former presidential and New York mayor candidate Andrew Yang is set to launch a third party next month, according to two people familiar with the matter. Yang is expected to start the party in conjunction with the October 5th release of his new book, Forward, Notes on the Future of Our Democracy. All right. How about that? It's not clear what the name of Yang's third party will be or how he plans to deploy it in 2022 or 2024. Yang and his team did not respond to requests for comment, but the book's publisher, Crown, did give some clues about the type of platform Yang may pursue. It writes that the book itself is an indictment of America's era of institutional failure and will introduce us to the various priests of the decline. Uh-oh. Political priests? Uh-oh. What's going on with this? The various priests of the decline of America, including politicians whose incentives have become divorced from the people they supposedly serve. Well, no shit. Thanks for noticing, Mr. Yang. We've been crying about this for a long time, shouting to the moon, and, well, nobody hears us. You know why? Because nobody cares. At least not the powers that be. They're perfectly happy with their two-party system, and guess how you make yourself an enemy? That's right. You create a third party. You think you're not going to get hellfire from the media on your ass, Mr. Yang? To be fair, I think Mr. Yang here, Andrew Yang, has a lot of good ideas. Do I agree with all of them? No. Should you? No. But I think he's one of those forward-thinking individuals that start trying to see where we're headed and head off some of the things at the past, all right? Again, I'm not saying vote for the dude. I'm not saying not. I'm saying he's got some good ideas. Do I agree with them all? No, neither should you. Remember this, right? If you agree with somebody a lot, vote for them. If you agree with somebody all the time, seek therapy. All right? All right? You should never agree with somebody all the time because that's just creepy. All right, here we go. More. NBCnews.com. Hackers are leaking children's data, and there's little parents can do. Yeah, this is awesome, right? This is where we're headed. NBC News collected and analyzed school files from dark web pages and found they're littered with personal information of children. Yeah, awesome, right? Or not really, of course. Here we go. Most don't have bank passwords. Few have credit scores yet. And still, parts of the internet are awash in the personal information of millions of school children. The ongoing wave of ransomware attacks has cost companies and institutions billions of dollars and exposed personal information about everyone from hospital patients to police officers. It's also swept up school districts, meaning files from thousands of schools are currently visible on those hackers' sites. NBC News collected and analyzed school files from those sites and found they're littered with personal information of the children. Yeah, you guys heard of this? This is what's happening. They're taking this and they're like, filling out credit applications in these kids' names. And so, well, then they're getting credit cards and all the rest of this shit. And so by the time these children, unfortunately, end up trying to get their own, car loan or whatever the hell happens, well, it's broken. It's broken. And there you go. So the cyber criminals are doing their deal, doing their damnedest to just break everything. And, well, there it is. I don't know. More, like I said, we live in an era where if you think anything's private, you're dreaming, because it ain't. And that's just the way it goes. So, yeah, this is a shame. This is what it is. And anyway, we'll keep an eye on stuff like this as it develops. Let's go to Wired.com. This is... Yep. Here we go. Now this is one of those ones that's just like I don't know. Here we go. Twitch sues users over alleged hate raids against streamers. All right. The lawsuit accuses 2 anonymous users of targeting Black and LGBTQIA plus streamers with racist, homophobic, sexist, and other harassing content in violation of its terms of service. Let's see. What do we got? Yep. Got it. Thank you, Daryl. I see the article. This is one of those ones where it's like, come on, people, like the world isn't broken enough that this is the type of stuff we have to make robots that come into chat rooms and drop racial slurs. Really? I mean, come on. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that people do this crap. But anyway, Twitch has been wrestling with an epidemic of harassment against marginalized streamers known as hate raids. These attackers spam streamers' chats with hateful and bigoted language, amplified dozens of times a minute by bots. On Thursday, after a month of trying and failing to combat the tactic, Twitch resorted to the legal system, suing 2 alleged hate raiders, streamers with racist, homophobic, sexist, and other harassing content in violation of the terms of service. Quote, "We hope this complaint will shed light on the identity of the individuals behind these attacks and the tools that they exploit, dissuade them from taking similar behaviors to other services, and help put an end to these vile attacks against members of our community," a Twitch spokesperson said in a comment to Wired magazine. I don't know. This is it's unfortunate is what it is. It's like I said, people are like I've said this before, and this is my tack. I was a troll before a troll existed, right? Like I was, a young adult when the formation of the internet was happening, and I get it, right? But there's a point where trolling is an art form, and this crap is not trolling. It's just stupidity. It's ignorance. It's really like, okay, let's go to whatever people and just call them horrific things. It's dumb. This is dumb. It's not trolling. It's grotesque. And well, go get him, Twitch. Normally I'm not for this. I'd be like, come on, let him be. But at some point, right? Like, there's got to be repercussions. And I think, again, right, this is part of the problem. This is part of the problem with that Chinese social credit score and that whole bit, right? Because it's people like this. This, guys, is why we can't have nice things. Right? This is why. Because of dumb people doing dumb things. Fine. Whatever. Right? It's just so tasteless. Anyway, what do we got? Okay. Did I get this? I think maybe no. Yeah, I did. Oh, sweet. I was thinking ahead. All right. This is from the New York Times, and I'll give you the safe for paywall version. Here we go. This is Science Alone Can't Heal a Sick Society. Oh, no shit. Whoa, no shit. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Anyway, by J.S. Kaufman. Dr. Kaufman is a professor of epidemiology at McGill University. He was recently the president of the Society for Epidemiologic Research. All right. Anyway, let's read just a little bit of this. Let's see. Let's see. Nearly 500,000 scientific papers have now been published on COVID-19. 500,000, guys. And they marshal a dizzying array of hypotheses to explain the patterns observed. But a vast majority of those conjectures quickly fizzle out. Numerous studies early on noted that the relative absence of COVID-19 cases in Africa and South Asia, for example, leading to many environmental, genetic, and behavioral conjectures, until suddenly African countries and India also were devastated by soaring caseloads. Thus, so many epidemiological theories came and went, such as the impacts of altitude and blood type. But one consistent association held on, and it's the same one that Dr. Virchow found in Upper Silesia. Our current pandemic is socially patterned. Okay, well, I don't know. This is, read it. I don't know. I got no commentary. Sometimes you just got no words. Sometimes I'm just mad that, whatever. Gizmodo.com. You want to be part of the show? 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link. If you're not in the Discord, you're missing out. Get your ass in here. All right, let's go. Let's continue, shall we? All right. A single laser fired through a keyhole can expose everything inside a room, says Gizmodo. Yeah. Oh, I see. I see. Being able to see inside a closed room was a skill once reserved for superheroes, but researchers at the Stanford Computational Imaging Lab have expanded on a technique called non-line of sight imaging, so that just a single point of laser light entering a room can be used to see what physical objects might be inside. Non-line of sight, NLOS for short, imaging is by no means a new idea. It's a clever technique that's been refined in research labs over the years to create cameras that can remarkably see around corners and generate images of objects that otherwise aren't in the camera's field of view or are blocked by a series of obstacles. Previously, the technique has leveraged flat surfaces like floors or walls that are in the line of sight of both the camera and the obstructed object. A series of light pulses originating from the camera, usually from lasers, bounce off these surfaces and then bounce off the hidden object before eventually making their way back to the camera's sensors. Algorithms then use the information about how long it took these reflections to return to generate an image of what the camera cannot see. How can this go wrong? This is cool, right? So basically, now you have to. Right now, how we have the block, like when I'm not using this webcam. That's right. That's right. I got an orange towel that I put over this MFer, right? Because guess what? You never know who the hell's looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Laptops, I got pieces of tape, right? Like thick-ass tape over these damn webcams because you never know who the hell's looking at you, right? Well, also, by the way, now you might have to put little stickers over your door. Your door, the keyhole, right? I don't know. Oh boy. Oh shit. Dance Michael Strange. There you go. All right, let's play some music. We got to dance Michael Strange. All right, here we go. Here we go. Don't make me do it. All right. There it is. That's all you get. That's all you get. Sorry. Oh, I hope it was worth it. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's continue, shall we? All right. New York Post. Sorry, Bailey. That's all you get. All right, here we go. New York Post. Demi Lovato goes hunting for UFOs in new show named Identified. Hey, that's a dance. That qualifies as a dance. I bobbed my head. Anyway, here we go. Demi Lovato has conquered a lot on Earth. Now they're taking on the final frontier. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll have to do a I don't know, some other kind of dance because, well, anyway, I'm sorry. I'll refund your points. How about that? The singer is now adding UFO alien hunter, talking about Demi Lovato, to their list of achievements thanks to the new Peacock original series Unidentified with Demi Lovato. In the trailer released Thursday, the 29-year-old states, "I had this crazy experience that happened to me in Joshua Tree. My goal is to find out what really happened." Now, the self-proclaimed UFO experiencer is embarking on a journey with their sister, Dallas Lovato, and best friend Matthew Scott Montgomery to ferret out the truth in Unidentified. Well, good news, guys, is we're going to be able to just watch this show and find out the truth. Good thing Demi Lovato is on the case. The 4-part investigative docuseries follows Lovato, who identifies as non-binary. We have to add that, of course, and company into the desert where they consult with leading experts, investigate eyewitness encounters, uncover government documents, and conduct tests to search for the truth about UFOs. Well, I guess Troubled Minds may just be done because Demi Lovato is going to have the truth, and that's that. So, well, maybe we're just going to shut it down. And once this airs, we'll watch this on Peacock and then maybe retire Troubled Minds forever because the answers will be evident. Thank you, Demi Lovato, for leading us to the promised land. And there you go. Let us continue, shall we? Oh, here's that final article that I dropped into the thingamajigger here, which is the there you go. The Stefan Alexander is The Universe, a Self-Learning AI. And yeah, there you go. All right. So anyway, yeah, she's an awesome singer. That's cool. It's all fine. It's all fine. But okay, so the deal is this, right? There you go. You should get Lovato on the show. Yeah, right. That's a good idea. Except, like I said, people ignore me every time I ask. So that's the way it is. Now, if you guys want to be a part of the show, we have time for you. 702-957-1037. Daryl's still here. Let's go. Looks like Rohan's in the queue. I don't know if he wants to be on the show. But what's going on? Rohan, the mighty Rohan. What's up, Rohan, if you're there? If not, well, I'll just have to dance some more. Just have to dance.
Oh, no, I better talk quick. Save everyone.
Don't
All
do
right,
it.
just kidding. I thought your shape cutting was sick. So monochromatic must be way above our level. That's all I can think.
Oh,
But
yeah,
anyway.
like that? You like that? I tell you, I can cut a rug. The rug underneath me is
Yeah, I was taking notes, brother.
tore that shit up. Yeah, I'm just kidding. What's up, my man? What's on your mind?
Right. Yeah, it's a couple of things, man. Just wanted to point out that we've got a three-party system here. Guess what happens to the third party? Nobody talks about them, ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Is it a shot?
Ever. The only time, hey, guess what? The only time they've ever had power, this is true, might not sound real, but the only time they ever had power, they had to share power. And they only did that because they had a hung government. Because a lot of people didn't get to put the votes in because they shut the polling stations with people still queuing outside, and it ended up being a hung parliament, so we had no leadership. And so the Conservatives and the Liberal Democrats joined forces just to get rid of Labour, and that was basically because they had Gordon Brown in charge of the country that nobody voted for. Literally, there was no vote. They just changed leadership, no national referendum. So Gordon Brown, who's listed as a prime minister for a year, was actually an illegal dictator, and that's why that's why they joined forces to get rid of him. It's just nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is going to be predictable. It's happened before. We've had a third party in the United States before, and literally they just get bullied out by the other two, right? Bigger donor parties, and that's just the way it's going to be. Good on Andrew Yang for trying, but we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The writing's on the wall,
Yeah.
but what can you do?
What's his face did it? Michael Tellinger, famed for he's the researcher in that Adam's Calendar. You know the guy, Michael Tellinger. All of those stuff in South America, all those stone circles. Michael Tellinger, he went for it. He was going to use Ubuntu as the premise, and it just didn't get enough votes to even be allowed to start. Do you know? It's all it takes. You just got to people not receive the information, don't know, shutting down, censor people. It's so difficult, and I think I don't know what the solutions are, but I think trying to play the system and beat it at its own game when it's all been rigged since before we was born, I don't know how you do that. You know,
rigged game is rigged, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, and again, you see what happens, right? Again, you know, whether you're in the Orange Man bad crew or not, it doesn't matter. You see what happens when somebody gets in that is not sanctioned to be in. The media loses its goddamn mind and goes after them like crazy.
Yeah.
The entire establishment goes after them like crazy, and that's that. I mean, it's obvious what this is made of now, what this system is made of. It always moves to protect itself, and that wink deep state that's running things doesn't like to be told what to do they? And it's no different anywhere else in the world. It's no different. There are people entrenched in the government that have been there forever, and well, they're kind of running the joint, aren't they? It's unfortunate, but that's what it is.
Yeah, that's it. I remember George Soros in the 80s. He was boasting about how he nearly destroyed England's economy because England tried to start a new currency. It was a bit like the euro, just for England to spend in euro. And George Soros came in to smash it up. And they was boasting that he's overthrew about 23 countries. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah.
Infamously,
George Soros almost broke the British pound. He traded so hard against the British pound, he almost destroyed that economy forever. Like it came close.
And it came close. And the thing is, Britain was riding an economic bubble. So he must have done a really great job at that, you know?
Hell yeah. He knew. He sniffed it out and was like, let's just break it over our knee and throw it in the fire. That's a wrap. Good game, Britain. You played a lousy game and you lost. And there we go. What else you got on your mind? We got Austin behind you.
Yeah, just a quick one. It's just that I found that space one, or they might have found a new object, and I was wondering, well, is that the same as the new galactic arm they might have found? And then it takes me back in my mind to that when they found that cluster of stars that was all sending laser bursts between each other, and you think, come on. It's like these physicists, man, they don't know what's out there, do they? They don't get a clue. I remember in the 90s, they said there's absolutely no way planets can form. This solar system is completely unique. There can't be planets out there. There's no way. And then they start finding them, and they're like, "Yeah, we always knew they'd be there. We always had to find them." You didn't say that last year.
Amen.
Anyway,
trust the science. Trust the science. Don't be a blasphemer in the science. In the Church of Science. Don't.
That's right. Well, the numbers don't lie. Although Bill Gates recommends a book called How to Lie with Statistics. Look it up. It's true.
Look it up.
Anyway,
look it up.
There you go.
Look it up. You're the best, Rohan. Thank you. We're going to move you out and bring in Austin. Let's try it. Let's try Austin. What's up, buddy? Are you there? Austin, test 1, 2.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show. What's on your mind, my friend?
This and that.
Okay, well, this isn't social hour. This is a show, man. Come on, dance. If you ain't going to dance, we got other shit to do.
Yeah, what is the... I just tuned in like 5 minutes ago.
Okay. This is the news show. I just read 15 different news stories. I can't recap them all, man. You're killing me.
Oh, okay.
You're killing me.
No, you don't have to recap them. I can bring up some new thing. Hopefully it's not something you already brought up.
Well, that would be okay too, because it would be on topic. But that's all right. What do you got?
I just got off with my phone, with my mom about this, and we were talking about how most of what is censored is the good news, and that's how many people aren't putting up with this shit that's going on. There's a lot of people that are willing to say no, and it's just the most censored thing ever.
Yes, sir.
More than anything else.
That's a good point, and that's why we do this show, because it's just a way to kind of nod in the direction that the things they tell us aren't the truth of the matter. There are other things out there that are also true.
I brought up the testing thing before we talked about that, and I was like talking about how I have people that are talking about how they're gonna quit their jobs if the testing thing becomes mandated because of the harsh practice of it.
It's happening.
And
it's happening.
Yeah. A lot of people are quitting, and I heard something about Biden saying that any business that has more than 100 people, I think that's what the thing was.
Yeah,
if you have more than 100 people, you get.
Yep.
Oh, you talked about it?
That was the first one, first article today. Yep, sure did.
That's so crazy. Synchronicity, right? Because I just started tuning in. I was fixing my truck the whole day. I just finished.
Nice. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, it is the elephant in the room, and we'll see how the press treats this. But it is pretty bad. It's a pretty bad situation here where we're doing medical mandates, and some people are like, but you have to take the typhoid or whatever. These other ones that have been, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, what is it? Not chicken pox. So there's other ones you have to take to go to school. But this is different. This is different than all those things. Like, everybody wants to say it's not, but this is way different. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what this leads.
Yeah.
People are suing like crazy. All the red states have lost their damn minds, and they're suing immediately. They're suing the federal government because this is kind of bullshit, is what this is.
Even before that, people had the option to get the shots or go homeschool. And there's plenty of people that are homeschooled. I knew a few, and they turned out to be all right. So, and then all the indigenous tribes too. What are we gonna do? Say that they can't explore the jungle unless they get a shot, and then basically invade all the untouched civilizations in the name of the Red Cross? You got me. That'd be.
You got me, man. This is where we're at, right? That just stupidness. It's called we talked about this a fucking year ago, and you know what? Why I called it then? The medical industrial complex. That's what we called it.
Oh yeah, because the military industrial complex sold out a while ago to the big pharma.
The medical industrial complex, and here we are.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know how you stop it. I don't know how you, I mean, and again, literally, again, don't get me started on healthcare because I will rage. But that shit's broke as fuck too.
Yeah, I won't. I'll rage too. It'll just be a rage call.
Yeah.
We'll just scream really loud.
Yeah,
and everyone will leave.
It's intentional too. They're breaking it intentionally so they can reform it. But that's the entire plan for everything, in my opinion. They're trying to break everything so they can reform it. And when you reform it, right, because if you break it, you can say, by the way, look, the last system didn't work. But they never gave the last system a fair fucking shot. What they did was they overloaded it, they broke it with bureaucracy, and then when it didn't work, they said, well, that didn't work. Now we have to do the next thing. That's the plan here. And it's not just for big pharma, not just for the medical industrial complex, it's for everything. And there's something, by the way, called, what is it called? The Cloward-Piven strategy. Look it up. Cloward-Piven strategy. And that's exactly what this is. You overload the system until it breaks, and then you get to remake it in whatever vision you see fit. Yeah.
Cloward Pigeon?
Cloward Piven.
Or Pivot.
Piven. P-I-V-E-N.
Oh, I found it.
Piven.
Explained. There's one of it explained for me because I don't understand.
I just explained it. You overload the system until it breaks.
I understand. It just went right over my head.
You're killing me, Austin. You're killing me. All right. Read up on Cloward-Piven. Get back to me. We got James. We're going to go to James Madison here, and then we're going to end this. Moving you out, Austin, you're the best. Talk to you soon, my friend. Get back to me on Cloward-Piven, okay?
No, you.
All right, man. Let's go, James. James, what's up, man? We're a live show. I'm not sure if you want to be on the show, but you're here. Can you hear me? Test 1 2. James Madison. What's up, my man? Test 1 2. Test 1 2. That's okay. Maybe you jumped in and didn't realize you were in the caller queue. All right, I'm going to move you right back out. All right, so let's finish this up. The thing is this, like I said, go look that shit up. I'm not making it up. Cloward-Piven strategy, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to bankrupt this country. They're trying to break it. If you break it, you get to reform it. If you get to reform it, then you get to create it. Wink, wink. In your own vision, and that's the way this world is working right now. It's a damn shame, and yeah. How many trillions will be enough? That's the question. So yeah, I see you guys in the chat. Very good stuff. Thanks again for hanging out with us. This is Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange. Let's get the hell out of here. Usually I read the thank yous to the folks that have subbed up, but I haven't actually updated that list, and there's a new list for Rockfin. So and I've got folks coming soon, so I got to get out of here and finish up some stuff around the house. But so I will say thank you to all the folks that have supported this show. Thank you to all the folks that have listened to this show. Please spread the word. Please spread the word. And the question is, as Daryl says, how many trillions will be enough? How many trillions? What's up? Quint67 says, for Big Pharma, this is never going to be enough. Yeah, never going to be enough. So we'll see. And again, as we finish, I'm going to play the outro music. Thank you again for supporting the show. If you want to help us out right here, sub up on Twitch. You can do it for free through Amazon Prime. Not free, actually, no extra cost to you. And if you want to sub up on Rockfin, please do. I can give you a link there. And just search us on, actually, I'll get you a link. I'll put it here just because that's the best way to help out if you want to sub up to the show. Let's get you a Rockfin link. I did it last time, and let's just do it because it's the best way, and give you a link that makes the most sense. And there we go. So, like I said, if not required, if you want to help the show out and don't want to spend any money, listen to our archives on Rockfin. Also, listen to the archives on the podcast feed, and you don't have to spend a penny, but it does help the show. Kicks us a few pennies, and good stuff. So here is our actual link that goes to Rockfin itself, and there you go. You can sub up that way if you want to help us out. And as we finish, let's play the outro music, and thank you to all the folks who listen. Thank you to all the folks who spread the word. Thanks to all the folks who care, because that's what this is about. I've always said it from the beginning. This is just I don't know the answers, guys. You know this about me. But I am a concerned citizen, and I am worried about a lot of things because it's the writing's on the wall in many cases. So that's that. And just pay attention, keep your chin up, positivity, all right? You can't change things for the better if you don't know all the wicked shit that's going on. And that's pretty much the motto of this show. Thanks again. This is Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Please spread the word. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. You guys are the best. We're out of here. Michael Strange, out. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do. TroubledMinds.org. Click the Discord link. Next week's shows are up in the air. I don't know how it's going to work. I'll try and do as many as I can. Thanks again. You guys are the best. Have a fantastic weekend. We're we're out of here.